I hate how negative I come off when I give my opinion on the current state of music nowadays, but I think I'm completely valid. Let's dive into why I feel that way. Number one, music doesn't make money anymore. Yes, you can still make money if someone wants to use your song for a movie or a TV show, commercial, whatever, but the actual selling of the music itself, someone purchasing a copy of it, physical or digital, owning that piece of work, that's completely gone at this point. I'm certain it'll never be sold again because who's going to want to trade the convenience of having any song that's ever existed at the click of a button? I totally get that. It's just a shame that that's where we're at right now. I'd love it if there was some way to make music itself worth purchasing again, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Number two, music costs money to make and promote. Not only do we not make anything from putting our music online, but we have to spend money to record it and put it online. Even if you have your own little home studio, that costs money to develop and build from the ground up. But if you're like me and you suck at engineering and sound mixing, you have no idea what you're doing, because I'm just a songwriter, you have to pay someone to record and mix it and make it sound as good as it can. I've spent at least $2,000 or $3,000 to record my own music and put it on streaming services through DistroKid. So how much have I made off streams? Maybe a few $100, maybe, over the last 4 years. Now, of course, if you get more streams, you can get more revenue out of that, but we're getting a fraction of a penny on each stream. My main point with this is that I have a whole album's worth of songs to record and produce and release right now, but I just can't afford it. So basically, I have to get a full-time job to be able to afford studio time to produce music that I might not make any money off of. That sounds like a terrible investment. Oh, but Rio, making music is its own reward. You should make art just for the sake of it. It's not about the money. But it is. It's all about making money because I need money to be able to keep doing it. And also, I haven't even mentioned how desperate we all are for people to hear our music, that we pay others to put our songs on playlists with the hopes that other people will listen to it. That's not including paying for ads and promotional videos on social media. So, let's break it down. There's the time invested in developing our musicianship and actually being able to play music, purchasing decent instruments that sound good, purchasing studio time, purchasing the mix and master, purchasing the online upload to streaming services, purchasing the playlist features, purchasing ads and promoted videos on multiple social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, etc. I mean, fuck me and my fucking ass. All I wanted to do was write some songs and now I have to be an expert in business development and marketing. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't care about any of that shit. I just want to write and record music. And have an audience for it. Not even a big one, just some sort of audience. Just talking about this makes me want to turn back time and never entertain the thought of being a musician. Because I didn't want this. This fucking sucks, and these greedy corporate snakes need to fuck off and die. They're making a fool of every one of us because all people care about right now is being internet famous. And they know that. They know how fucking desperate we all are. It's pathetic. The only way to stop it is by never using it, but again, that'll never happen. It's defining everything about our society and how we function as people. It's a disease that's pretending to be the cure. Anyway, let's get back to the main point here. Number 3, people use music for their own main character syndrome. Yes, the idea that you're the main character of your own story and everyone else is an NPC has completely tainted the modern world. I'm convinced that people don't even give a shit about musicians or artists in general. They only care about how it fits their own narrative. That's why people have different tastes and different genres that they're drawn to. You're essentially using music as the soundtrack for your own movie, and you're the only one watching it. Is there anything wrong with this? No. I'm just saying that there's a difference between loving the idea of what musicians are saying and actually appreciating them for being vulnerable enough to say what they want to say. Let's look at fans of Taylor Swift. I know this is opening up a can of worms, but hear me out. There are Swifties who've been fans of hers since the MySpace era. They're genuine fans. They love her to death. There's no doubt about that. And then there are the fans of hers that use her music as a way of coping with their own insecurities. I don't think they actually give a shit about her as a human being. I could be dead wrong with all of this, but I don't think I am. She is super talented, stunning, and a legitimate singer-songwriter. And I wonder how many of her fans even acknowledge that. So my question is, do we care about the art or the artist? We should care about both, but in the end, people only really care about themselves and what services them. What do I get out of this? This is mainly an issue with people lacking basic compassion for each other, but that's another video entirely. I think that's all I have for now. I get very passionate about this topic and it drives me crazy a little bit because I give a shit about it more than everyone else. You need me. You need musicians that will continue to make music just because we want to. Even if I never make it, never make any money off of all of this, I'll still be creating. Because I fucking love it. The tragedy of all of this is that I'm limited because of my finances. Without money, I can't create the way that I want to because I want my product to be as polished as it can be. In conclusion, I'm pretty fucking bitter because I want to make music, it costs money, I don't have much money, whatever little I have I spend on making music, I get no return on my investment because no one is purchasing it or paying for the use of it, and on it goes. This has been my life for the last 10 years. Does the level of my success ultimately fall on me? Sure, but I'm one person. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you do, you can't make big things happen by yourself, completely by yourself, I mean. So why am I doing this? Why am I putting up with this vicious cycle? Because I love music so much? Yeah, but how long is that gonna last? I'll probably quit eventually, as much as I don't want to, but until there is a large fan base demanding that I make more music, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I have to survive, but this lifestyle isn't possible without the help of my parents and other people helping me survive. My parents are the only reason I'm able to do this, and for fuck's sake, I just want to be able to make it so that I can pay them back. I want to help them pay off their debts and also help anybody else that has done so much for me over the years, that's gotten me to where I am. And sadly, there's no other route for me to take to make that happen. I have to make it in music. I'm not qualified for anything else. This is what I do. In other words, it's in your hands, people. I can only do so much on my end, and I feel like I brought enough to the table. You have the power to change someone's career or their life just by spreading the word, just by sharing their music or videos, being a fan. All of that matters. All of that is the only reason anybody's able to do anything. The most important thing you can ask yourself is, who should I choose to put my attention towards? If you want to feed the toxic nature of internet con artists and mentally unstable people, then go for it. But don't sit there and complain that every famous person is taking advantage of you guys because you're letting them. You're giving them a voice and a platform instead of letting them fizzle away into obscurity. There's no way to sugarcoat this, but it's your fault that everything sucks. And it's also your responsibility to be wise enough to know who is worth your time and attention as an audience. So what do you really want out of this? What do you really want? Do you want to be entertained, or are you comfortable with the illusion of thinking that you're entertained? Because you deserve better. You deserve the best of the best, instead of settling for what sucks the least. Thanks for watching.